For students preparing to write WAEC and chemistry practical, so this is a preparatory lesson for you, for alternative B students particularly. So remember that this alternative B, in the titration aspect, you people are titrating redox. So in the titration aspect, we are titrating redox titration instead of the normal titration that the alternative A candidate did, which is acid and base. So what are you going to titrate? We are titrating this KMNO4, that is potassium permanganate, which is color purple, against this acid H2C2O4. So you are titrating this against this. Alright. Now, what are the things you must take note is that when titrating redox, you don't add maybe 2 drops of methyl orange or any indicator, because this KMNO4 itself, it is self-indicated. Yeah. So how does the practical goes? Practical goes in the way that your teacher would have diluted this KMNO4 for you in solution. So you are pouring this inside your burette. You understand? Whereby this one will be given to you by your teacher as well. You are putting this in. I mean, um you are taking 25 or 20 cm cube of this one, 25 cm cube or 20 cm cube of this one into from using your pipette. You understand? So after putting this inside your conical flask, conical flask, then what are you going to do? So you are going to add, you'll be told to add H2SO4, dilute H2SO4. So you might add maybe 10 mil or 20 mil, it depends. But most times usually 20 mil, yeah, 20 mil of dilute H2SO4. You're going to add it into this guy here. So you're adding into this guy here. So after adding, then the old mixture or the old solution, then you're going to heat it using your Bunsen burner for something around, some you can say 20 minutes, some can say 20 minutes, 10 minutes, 30 minutes, it depends on the instruction. So you'll be asked to what, to heat it. Now if you did not heat it, you will not get your result. So you'll be told so after heating it, then you will now run your titration. Understand? Now the specimen according to the what WAEC release, this one is called DN. That was what is released for this KMNO for, they call it DN, KMNO for DN, whereby this other one is labeled as EN. So this EN now, that is the H2C2O4. So it is hydrated, that means it has water. So that is dihydrate, it has 2 molecules of water. So that was what is being released. So you are going to titrate this against this and ensure you run your titration very well. Now after I run the titration, the VA, the average volume of A used is actually 25.50 cm3. So depending on what your teacher used for you, depending on what the titer value for your teacher, that's the best advice way or best advice thing to use. Although majority of teachers should be getting around 25, 24 point, maybe says 80 cm cube, or 26 point, let me say 30 cm cube. So the theta value should be within this value over here. So any teacher getting below or above these 3 values, so that means teacher is actually wrong. So again, that means in a nutshell, that means the value should range from 24 to 26 cm cube. So that's the average theta value. And also, if you want to predict your table based on this one we did here, if you want to form your table, you already know that your theta value should be 25.0. So you can just give a table like this. So here should be burette reading. So here should be, let's include rough title. So this one will be your first title. Then we have the second title. then we have the third title. Okay, this is the final burette reading. This is the initial burette reading. Final burette reading, initial burette reading, and then volume of, it can be D. If they call it D for you, we just say volume of D used. Volume of D used. You understand? Please, you don't say volume of acid used because this particular one is not an acid and base. This is a redox. Do you get? So volume of, so my rough answer, let me just put the 0.00 here. Since your aim is 25.5, right? So just try to put, you can just put 26.30 here. Here to be 26.30. Your cm cube, put it here all through. Put cm cube here all through. Yeah. So this one 20, 23, 26. Then this one you can include all of them to be 0.00. So here give your first title at 25.50, and give here should be like 25.60. Give here should be like 25.40. So 0.00, 0.00. This is 25.50, 25.60, and 25.40. So by the time you say the average volume of D used, so that's going to be the first title plus the second title, so plus the third title over 3. So if you should do this now, basically you're going to get 25.50 cm cube plus 25.60 cm cube plus 25.40 cm cube over 3. If you divide it 3, you should be getting 25.50 cm cube. So as your V, instead of that will be VD, that will be VD. So please take note of this. So your practical is not really something difficult, but just follow this instruction. Now concerning the alternative B sort analysis, the sort you are going to analyze, it's kind of similar to the one that the other alternatives did. I mean the alternative A. Now for the sort, okay. Now for the sort you want to work on in the sort analysis aspect, it is CuSO4 with starch. So CuSO4 with starch, that's the sort you want to work on. So the two of them are mixed together and then it is labeled as Fn. So Fn. Well, whenever you're working on this one, your inference, you know that what the cations you want to observe from this is Cu2 plus. That's the cations. So in your inference, always ensure that your inference Cu2 plus is present. Like that is what must be your inference. Irrespective of any reagent you are adding, you can say they can follow this one. You say add sodium hydroxide in drop, then add it in excess. So you must know that the main catalyst you are looking for is Cu2 plus, and also the main anions you are looking for is SO4 2 minus. So that's the main anions you are looking for. So you don't need to start doubting yourself. You should know what to use. Specimen allow us to know where we are going to, and also you are also going to test for starch as well. Although in the the alternative A route, that one they tested for starch and I think iron. Tested for iron and CO. Their own is I think it's FeCO3. Yeah, FeCO3 and starch. So you tested for iron, you tested for CO3 2 minus and starch. But your own is copper. Then copper, that means in your observation, there will be maybe you observe blue coloration or blue gelatinous, or copper is color blue. So blue must be in your observation. That one is confirmed. And your yeah must be observed. So that will now give you Ce2 plus is present. Good. This is just like an hint for you to know where you're going to based on the specimen released. Alright, so I'll be stopping this video here. I will be coming up with a predicted question that can help you in my next video. So I will label that video part B. So do well to watch this video in a 10-minute knowledge. Add up to whatever you are reading. Give us a like, thumb, and a nice comment. Thank you so much. See you in my next video. Bye.